For more on this, let's bring in Minnesota Congressman and House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Congressman, welcome. So what is your reaction to this misspelled learning center with no children in it and a $4 million price tag?
Well, it's amazing to me that a 23-year-old journalist, a YouTuber, who's now got over 80 million views on this thing, found more in a matter of hours than Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, our Attorney General, have found in 7 years, Mike. I got to tell you, we've known in Minnesota about the daycare fraud for a decade. Keith Ellison is our current Attorney General. His predecessor, Lori Swanson, was actually investigating the daycare fraud and prosecuting back in 2017 and 18. As soon as Ellison became the Attorney General and Walz became the governor, all of that stopped. And now you see the result. Billions of dollars, it has been alleged, that they have fraudulently bilked out of Minnesota. There was a housing stabilization program that was created in 2020. It's through the Medicaid program, a different one other than daycare. They spent $161 million. It was estimated it was going to be $2 million a year, Mike. From 2020 until they shut it down in October, it was $161 million. This daycare fraud, there's one woman in particular who created a fake daycare and bilked $14 million on her own. This thing is huge. Tim Walz is absolutely singing a false song when he says that Republicans are doing this. He has not done anything to prosecute or investigate fraud. I'm going to tell you, this Kash Patel put out that they're investigating this. They've got a whole bunch of pending people that could be indicted. And what does Tim Walz do? He puts a post out on his Twitter that says, Happy Catter Day, with a picture of a cat. In our local paper, these guys are complicit. They put out the biggest stories of 2025, and guess what, Mike? Not one mention of fraud. This thing is huge.
Stunning. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says he doesn't think this is just Minnesota. He thinks we'll find this kind of fraud elsewhere. Let's play him, and I'll get you to react.
I think any of those states that do run their own state governments, say like California, Illinois, New York, Minnesota, they're going to have more of it because they've never been interested in trying to run it well. Enterprising states will fix a lot of these problems, and it's really fun to have a job where you can check it off in terms of what you're doing day by day, month by month.
I understand, obviously, you're very concerned about Minnesota, your home state, but do you think we'll find this in other blue states as well?
I do, but here's the difference. In Minnesota, this has been going on for years. I told you, we've known about the daycare fraud for the past decade. We've been trying to sound the alarm on the rest of the fraud for the last 3 years, and it wasn't until President Trump, who I'm very grateful for him actually saying something about it, made this a national story that people started paying attention. And here's the difference. Minnesota, it's apparently a business. Whistleblowers are coming forward, and if they are real, Mike, and if what they're saying can be documented, and what they're saying is they told Tim Walz, they told Keith Ellison about the fraud when it was happening, and they not only didn't do anything, they retaliated against them. Mike, if that's true, if that can be documented, these guys need to be prosecuted, held accountable, and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And the other difference here is the taxpayer dollars in Minnesota, billions, were being shipped overseas to a known terrorist group, Al-Shabaab, back in Somalia. So this is much bigger in Minnesota. I do not disagree with Governor Braun that it probably is happening elsewhere as well.
I'd like to ask you about the news of the hour, the news of the day, that critical meeting at Mar-a-Lago between Presidents Trump and Zelenskyy of Ukraine. What's your reaction to what we've seen and heard so far?
Well, this is just more of President Donald Trump's legacy. The president of peace, he's about solving these wars, not about continuing them. Happy to see that he's sitting down with President Zelenskyy. Hopefully they can make some serious headway and get this thing resolved before all the devastation and the lives lost already. It needs to end, Mike.
Is peace all about whether Vladimir Putin is really serious about a deal?
Well, I think that's going to have to be a big part of it. Obviously, that has been a problem that the president has been meeting head on. But you got to have two willing parties at the table to get it resolved. And the only guy I think that can get it done is the master negotiator, Donald J. Trump.
House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, thanks very much for your time today, sir.
Same, Mike.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.